Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Fumi and it is really great to be with you guys. We made it for a Fumi Friday, so exciting. As you saw from the title, we are switching it up from our writing with me's and we're doing a sketchbook tour. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to go about this. There's so many sketchbook tours online, and I think in Fumi Bean fashion, there will be some fun aesthetic clips maybe, but it'll still be our typical chill chit chat fun time where we hang out, but not too yappy, hopefully. I did make an outline of some sketching tips. I'll be sharing some of my sketchbook necessities, sharing some lore and some notes of ideas that made it into my sketchbook but did not take form in my actual story writing. And hopefully this video will help boost your confidence when it comes to getting started sketching, because you'll see there's some really questionable pages. I think what we're seeing today is about like a year and a half of trying to get better at sketching, just for context. That was the mission like a couple years ago. And we'll talk more about that during the actual tour. But before we get started, as usual, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. And let's get to it. Alrighty, let's get started. When it comes to choosing my ideal sketchbook, I do have a couple of preferences, and that is that the paper is thick enough that they won't completely fall apart, especially when you're drawing with alcohol markers, or I don't know, if you're going in really heavy with acrylic markers as well. You just don't want your page feeling like it's going to literally fall apart. I'm okay with the bleed, because I could just patch page. I think it's fun. I don't worry about it too much. This is a new sketchbook that I haven't used, but it's a good example of what I feel like would be an ideal sketchbook. It was $8.95, which is decent price for how nice the pages were and that it was lay flat. And as you can see, it's quite aesthetically beautiful. I think this is my most aesthetic sketchbook I have. Something about this palette, the green and the yellow, I love it. So slick with the black leather-like binding on the end. Really beautiful. Definitely a sketchbook I'm proud to carry around. This is a decent size, I will say. It's a little small, but I needed it for traveling, and it's really important to me that it lays flat. I can't stress that enough. I do have a couple of spiral sketchbooks, but they are not my preference, and it's really because when I throw them into my backpack or if I travel at all, which I do quite a bit of traveling lately, I don't like how the spirals become all dysfunctional and then the pages start falling out, and or the pages will just start to rip off. Like, I've had really bad experiences carrying around a spiral bound. So I typically keep these at home, and I can keep them for more planned out projects, usually for like gifts and whatnot. These were my favorite notebooks for a really long time, and they probably still are, but I am branching out to others. As you can see, I have quite a few of them. I have this one, I have this one. I'm sure I have more, but I did hoard them the moment I found them. This large one, I believe, was only 10 bucks. And guess where I found them? Barnes & Noble's. Super awesome, super amazing. And yeah, these have served me really well. And I think my best and biggest tip when it comes to getting started sketching is to not start out with a super expensive and high quality notebook. It just does not serve you in terms of feeling like you can fail or even being able to take it everywhere. Like, sketchbooks, they're precious and they're amazing, but the perfectionist in me needs permission to mess up and not care too much about the financial investment part of it. So the cheaper it is, the better, for me anyways. Okay, let's get to the actual content. I'm going to start out with this bigger sketchbook. We're not really going to go in chronological order because I don't really fill out my sketchbooks in chronological order. Unfortunately, I do hot pages, and I think that's part of the whole perfectionism thing, but also just wanting to fill out a sketchbook and have some variety. As you can see, a little embarrassing, I have some rough pages, I will say. I have some very rough pages. But let's go easy on myself and start with where I decided I wanted to start sketching a little bit more aesthetically. And if you've seen my series of shorts, when I started, I think it was early 2023. Yep, it literally says here, why did I put 0? That does not make sense. 0 to 2023. I'm assuming I meant to put 1. New Year's resolution, get better at sketching, exclamation mark, crazy. I loved this page. I still love this page. Look at her pretty cyborg. She has a name. This was an original character, and I'm blanking on it right now. Oh, I remember. Her name is Alice, and she was a cyborg in a very expansive world that I was building that just got to be too big. But she's basically a cyborg that came into the world, and her name was, the name that was given to her maybe was Alice, or it's like a nickname that her love interest gives her. But yeah, this is a really decent first page. Honestly, I gotta give myself more props for this page because it's not as bad as I felt like it was. It actually is full of character. It's very organic and fun. It incorporates an original character. I have this really great super heart that I put on here that I think is some great pop art. 2023 me, you were not as bad as you thought you were. I will say though that when you go into sketching, I think you feel worse than you actually are because of how uncomfortable it feels, most likely. Okay, I'm trying to find number 2. I did number the pages in this series, and here it is, number 2. And here we see a little bit of a hand study as well. I'm not sure if this was the same day. Another tip, either number your pages or put dates on them. That's such like an art schooly or art class tip, but as time goes on, you're gonna want to look back on your progress and just see how far you've gone in terms of skill. And if you're anything like me and skipping pages the way I do, why did I not include dates? It's so easy. Anyways, enough of that rant. I love my character Key. I am so excited to do more of him, to expand on his character. He's so sweet. Look at him. This is a really cute portrait too. I will say I rate this page maybe like a 6 out of 10. 5 being average. I've been learning a new rating system from my boyfriend. I don't know why I thought the rating system, like a 5 out of 10 would be really harsh, but that's average. So anyways, I'd say this is an above average page, though I don't love this tree. I don't know what I was doing with it. But points for this, and the fact that it's Key. This as in the checkerboard thing. Let's see some of the details. What did I write here? Key loves the forest, wayless woods, and meets all the creatures who live there. Awesome. Love that. Love notes. Okay, I think I just did not have a number 3. I see 4, I see 5, 6. Is this 3? It feels like 3. Whatever. I'm lost. Are you guys lost? I am. Anyways, this is a fun page. And I remember making this page. This was one of our Discord challenges. And wow, do I love the text art that I did. I was on a roll this day. And this dream was crazy. I still remember this dream. You can go back to that short if you guys want to hear all of it. Basically, I fell in love with Willy Wonka, and then he wanted to quit and sell his factory. And I just was like, that's why I took interest in you in the first place. Can you not stop being an entrepreneur? That's what made you hot. And now you want to, what, travel the world? Sell your fortune? Stop working? Hello? Anyways, the Discord challenge was Vivid Dream. And what did I write here? What the actual heck? Yep, that's very me. What the actual heck? I love this page. I'm taking so long on explaining these pages. I'm sorry to say this, but we may need to possibly, and don't get mad, part 2. Ruh-roh. Anyways, we're gonna continue on. It was a wonderful patch page that I did of Red Riot. I love Red Riot. Like, what the freak? This might have been another Discord challenge. I believe it was like your favorite character challenge. At this time, I must have just been totally geeking over Red Riot because, I don't know, I love him. He's a great character. He's awesome. He's so chivalrous. He is my healthy fictional crush. That's real. Everyone needs one of those. Okay, I did not realize that part of these, I must have been journaling or something, but I do need to censor this page a little bit. There's a lot of censoring going on, which is exactly why I don't really share my sketchbook with anyone ever, because I have notes of like inner thoughts, I suppose. But anyways, this is a good example of a page when I realized I cannot build like a composition for a paper in any which way. I suck at sketching. I just don't know. When I approach the page, I could doodle the crap out of something, but I am very lost on the page. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I believe this was the turning point page of I want to get better at sketching going forward because this is just a mess. But let's move on because I'm getting tired of censorship. This feels like early days as well. But yes, this is the love interest of page 1, Alice, Pretty Cyborg. And Bad Bunny, essentially, I don't remember exactly what his name was, but he meets Misfit, and Misfit is also another character, but basically he's like an anomaly character. Basically, he will randomly transport people or teleport people to certain parts of the universe if he wants to. He's a very chaotic neutral character. But anyways, this character, Bad Bunny, is looking for or is hired to find some sort of crazy resource, and that is Pretty Cyborg's heart. Her heart, what's powering her is this crazy resource that got obliterated out of this planet or overused, or I don't know, someone was able to destroy something of this very rare resource, and he's being hired good money to be able to obtain it or to seek it out in any which way or form. And then it turns out it's her, but because he falls in love with her, taking the resource would mean killing her. And now that I'm thinking of it, that reminds me of like the Tangled storyline. I didn't know that there were such similarities, but that's low-key exactly what Tangled is. I think I put my own twist to it, I think. Okay, let's look at this page. I love the textual element. This is great. I think I really appreciate it. So much character. I love the addition of the tick tick tock. And I think what really made this page so much easier to create, and I should really take some advice from my past self and think about how doing art of an original character really helps you think of elements that would make the page. Like, for example, he's mischievous. I have this concept of Bad Bunny. So we're thinking kind of young guy, rebellious, like exes, but also this kind of creepiness to it, some sort of dark side. So the red is really fun. All the eyeballs are really fun. We have an Alice in Wonderland themed going on, the TikTok. There's a lot of stuff. And then it helps you create Beware of Bad Bunny. Like, that's such a fun textual element that also adds to what this character represents. And then it says here, if you find your way into the most wondrous I don't know what I was saying. Wondrous of lands. Oh, wondrous of lands. Okay, yes, that makes sense. But yeah, having a character and having information about that character really helps you build elements all around it. Even this chess piece here, part of his underlying story and his lore is all about how he's always been one of those chess pieces in this kind of mafia, futuristic cyber city universe that I had going on. And just being able to take those elements and then put them on the paper makes me have, one, I can look back on this page and really remember and remind myself of what this character was. That's kind of the beauty of these earlier pages, that I need to come back. I think I need to reground myself, and I would love to see more of that. What a reflection moment. Okay, we have only gone through a freaking handful of pages, and I do believe that this episode is going a little long, and I want to take time to kind of reflect with you guys about these pages, and I don't want to rush it. So unfortunately, we might be looking at a part 2. Anyways, this is a really fun page because for my current webtoon, Mischief Siblings from Another World, I was looking for, and it says here, what does the goddess of life look like? And there is this concept of like a goddess of light or life inside the webtoon. And I was really trying to develop, what would she look like? Does she look more, say, modest, almost nun-like? Is she a little bit younger and playful? Or is she kind of this old, wise, angelic? There's more of like a kind of like a fantastical creature type vibe to her with the wings and the ram. And let's see what the text here says. Would you cower in the presence of the goddess of life, or would you feel at home? Oh yes, this is quite the thought to have. I was certainly thinking about, as a character, is she someone who we want to fear, or because she's the progenitor of life, would you feel a sense of familiarity? But I'm still thinking through this design, honestly. But in that, I remember making this page and thinking about a stained glass window type of layout here, and we got a little bit of that going on. But I think the lack of feeling like I could do a full-fledged design of this character. I wanted to think more about it. And that was kind of conflicting the whole process of like, yeah, I want to make a cool page, but I also am on the mission of figuring out this character. Let's do one last page. We do have this little side thing here, and that was fun. Let's see if we can find page 5. I think I did see it. Oh, I just found this. Since we're talking about them, this was, I think, part of the original design and writing for Bad Bunny. Super fun. I'll read you some of the notes because they might be a little hard to read. I said he's always been alone. Mafia killed. Red Queen killed Alice. Went berserk. What did the white rabbit do? Oh, he's the white rabbit. Understood. He messed with the goddess of time. Oh, okay. He messed with the goddess. Okay. I clearly haven't looked into this guy in a long time. Because he's the white rabbit and he messed with the goddess of time. Got it. He's running away. Why? And it points to the white rabbit. He let Alice die. Alice was put into... Oh, her name was Miku. Alice was put into Miku. He wants Alice. Is he good? Question mark. He's a black market merchant. I get it now. Okay, the pieces are getting put back together. Basically, if I remember, there was a girl named Alice, and she is maybe the daughter of what is called the Red Queen. Somehow the consciousness of Miku or Alice got put into Miku, who is a cyborg. And so there's some sort of, I'm sure, software of her like memories being locked inside of Miku, and little parts of Alice get leaked out. But I'm sure there's this conflict between the Red Queen needing this jewel thing, basically her heart or the resource, the energy generator. And I think he discovers that it's Alice and Miku, and there's going to be some sort of conflict between the Red Queen trying to come after him and him slowly discovering that, I mean, you see I'm having a really hard time explaining this. Basically, Red Queen wants Alice's heart. Alice is Red Queen's daughter, and Bad Bunny, White Rabbit, is slowly discovering that in their time together, which I think is freaking awesome. Wow. I like that story idea. I should just continue with it. This was more of their like art together. Very fun. I don't do a lot of romance art very often. I should do more. I think it's just so much fun. Ooh, this I'll have to explain more later. Page 5, where are you? Ooh, another early example of a very bad sketch page that really wanted me to get better at sketching. I will say, I remember doing this page. I was in a funk. I was not happy. It was a really bad day that I was trying to figure this out, and doing such a poor page made me feel worse. Finally, what a great page to end on. Number 5. I was gonna give up. I was really just gonna give up. Wowza, I love this page. I will say it's one of my favorite pages in this book. I do remember how good it felt to finish this page. I felt like, wow, I'm actually feeling like I am improving. I'm getting an idea of what I like in terms of layout. I love when I was looking at my Pinterest references, I was like, oh my gosh, these girls are so cool. And then my inner thought was, can I be a cool girl? And look, the date here, thank God I dated it. January 11th, 2023. And to start on the 2nd of January with this, and then kind of getting a little bit more grounded, a little bit cleaner with this. Wowza. And I will say, skills regress sometimes. Sometimes you can hop on a page and it's just a really bad page. Like, don't beat yourself up for that. It definitely, you will see this in my sketchbook. You're gonna see that. But this page was so memorable because I was actually not good at anatomy. I did not do well with anatomy at all during this time. And this page could fool you. Fooled me. I thought I could. But it was just one of those magical days where I was referencing really well off my Pinterest. And I was converting faces into anime styles really well. And who knows, maybe in the in-between I was practicing, but yeah, loved doing this. So cute. Love the fashion going on. This right here was totally something I was into. I think they call it like a Peter Pan collar. Love that. Don't really wear those as much anymore, but I could get back into it. And these hats actually don't look good on me. Well, do they look good on me? I don't actually think I've tried to wear these yet. I've worn bear ones, but not actually these kinds, like cat ears, which I think are really cute still. Something else I love is these stars. These stars are so awesome. I loved doing that. Such subtlety. I love this layout too. I don't really do layouts like this anymore because I haven't been drawing in my bigger sketchbook, which I should get back into. Of course, this is the one that you guys have been seeing as of lately. And I just don't manage to do those kind of layouts because it's just too small. One of my last and final notes in terms of like these spreads, I would get really frustrated. Don't let this fool you. These could take me hours, especially with how big the page was and feeling so unfamiliar. I actually don't recommend that you start with a huge sketchbook the same way I did, because it's a lot more paper to fill out. A smaller one might be more your forte, and then just focusing on maybe not entire spreads, but really just getting used to sketching like a single portrait. If I could go back again and not overwhelm myself with huge spreads, I would be doing something more like this on a single page, this on a single page, and this on a single page, if that makes sense. Because the amount of time you spend on something, I mean, time is money, time is valuable. And I've definitely felt myself getting overwhelmed with how much time I was using trying to do a bunch of these pages. And if you kept up with my trying to sketch better series, I do give up at one point and just accept I'm going to start sketching messy, or I'm going to not do an entire page today. It was definitely something I had to adjust because I just felt so overwhelmed with how much time it was taking. So definitely don't put too much pressure on yourself. Maybe start off with a smaller sketchbook, or even take time to work on a page over the course of a couple days. Because I was making content at the time, felt the need to finish an entire page for content's sake. You don't need to feel that way. But yeah. So this was not a ploy. This was not a scheme to make it into a multi-parter thing. I started recording and then I just started yapping. But I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Anyways, they call me the Whooper. They call me the whipper yapper. Whippersnapper, more like whipper yapper. No, tough crowd. Anyways, I look forward to making the next part of this. I don't even know what we would call it anymore. It's not really a sketchbook tour necessarily. Whatever, I'll figure it out. I do want to say, there was a lot of mention of our Discord server. Like, check out these people. Look at this beautiful art. Do you want to be a part of a cozy artist community? I sure do. Oh my gosh, then do I have the Discord community for you. Sometimes you don't want the entire world to be seeing your art. You don't want to have to put it on Instagram for AI whippersnappers to plot, employ, and take your art and give it to the robots. Or very possibly, it just feels weird to put your art out into the world. So why not join our little cozy artist community where we share our OCs, whatever dumb art we're working on at that time, some fan art, maybe even find people who are part of your same niche fan base, find other art mutuals that will carry you on and help you be the artist you want to be and to continue creating. Love that. I mean, I know I need that. Anyways, you're welcome to join. I'll be there. We can hang. And the link is down below. And if you liked this video, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. I had a really good time today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!